What is good, y'all? Mikey T, the movie star here. Let me make sure all my audio is situated for tonight's stream. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. We have some major breaking news in regard. Okay, I think everything is good on my stream right now as far as the sound goes. Make sure everything is good. Nope, nope, nope. Now we're good. Now we're good. What is popping, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. You know what to do when you jump up in here. Hit that like button. Drop your city and state in the chat. Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio, what's good? Everybody that's tapping in, drop your city and state in the chat. We have some breaking news for y'all tonight. Breaking news for y'all tonight. Mikey T, the movie star, live. First and foremost, everybody that's watching this, I want you guys to follow me on social media. It's Mikey T underscore the movie star. Everybody who follows me based on this video will be getting the follow back tonight. Second thing, hit that like button. Hit the like button right now and drop your city and state in the chat. You heard? Everybody that's in here, drop your city and state in the chat so I can shout out where y'all are from. Definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in. We have an epic stream for y'all tonight. Epic stream for everybody tonight. What's good? Salute everybody tapping in from Philly. Oh, Baltimore, what's popping? What up, what up, what up? We got Torrington, Connecticut in the building. Everybody knows Connecticut's my hometown. Cleveland, Ohio, what's popping? Josh, definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button when you guys come in here and drop your city and state because we have some news tonight in regard to the boy wonder, Blue Hefner, the PLK. Mr. Halloween Havoc himself. What's popping? We got Albany in the building, Savannah, Georgia in the building. Everybody hit the like button, drop your city and state. We got some things to talk about tonight, y'all. We got some things to talk about. Let me get everything situated here in my studio, y'all. Excuse me. My bad. Everything seems to be good in the studio. What's popping? What's popping, Wax? What's good with you? Lloyd Banks made a major announcement, and we're going to go over it. We all know what's been going on recently. Banks made his return to the scene. Rocky Mountain, North Carolina in the building. Lloyd Banks has made his return to the scene with The Course of the Inevitable, parts 1, parts 2. You know what I'm saying? But now he's going back to an old formula, you guys. I think this formula could work out for Lloyd Banks. So we're going to get into all that tonight. What up, what up, what up, what up? We got Champaign, Illinois in the building. You know what to do when you tap in here. Hit the like button, drop your city and state. I'm not like the other bloggers. I'm shouting out everybody. I show love when love is shown. Albany's in the building. We got New Jersey in the building. We got Philly in the building. We got Long Island in the building. What's good? What's popping, everybody? Let's get ready for the show. Tacoma, what's popping? Nah, man. I'm on that rock star tonight, G's. I don't really be drinking beer like that. Modesto, California's up in here. What's good, though? Lloyd Banks made an announcement. Somebody had tagged Lloyd Banks and said, listening to these 3 classics today, getting ready for the 4th entry. And in the picture, it was Lloyd Banks, Halloween Havoc Part 1, Halloween Havoc Part 2, and Halloween Havoc 3. That's what was in the picture that Lloyd Banks reposted. Now, guys, the first Halloween Havoc landed in 2008. The follow-ups came in 2015 and 2016. So 2008 was after Lloyd Banks' first two albums, The Hunger for More and The Rotten Apple. So Lloyd Banks started the Halloween Havoc series after his first two G Unit albums. Now, the last two Halloween Havocs actually came in 2015 and 2016, consecutive years. Now, Lloyd Banks is saying, the PLK is saying 15 years in the making. Halloween Havoc 4, 15 years in the making. I honestly think that Lloyd Banks probably should have dropped on Friday the 13th, or he should possibly just drop it on Halloween the 31st, you know what I mean, to go along with the series. That might be when he's actually dropping, for all I know. Halloween Havoc 4, October 31st, possibly. And he may be sending it to people right now. So if you go to Lloyd Banks's Instagram, his Twitter, and you purchase an item of clothing, if you purchase anything on his site, you may be getting Halloween Havoc 4 along with your purchase, he said, you guys. He's got merchandise now. Figured, right? Figured he'd have merchandise because he's dropping on the right dates. I think Banks probably sees that the course of the inevitable was a dub. You know, it didn't do what he actually expected it to do. So why would he revisit the whole Cody series? You know, the Cody series, it kind of didn't work. The course of the inevitable, the first joint moved like 12,000 units. He moved like 12,000 units in a week. Do you guys think that's good? He's Lloyd Banks. That's a dud, in my opinion. 12,000 copies? Guys, Shay Davis could sell 12,000 copies. The point that I'm making is a much lesser name could sell 12,000 units. Tragedy Gaddafi could sell 12,000 units. You're Lloyd Banks. You know what I mean? Why are the bars so low for the G Unit window watchers? Lloyd Banks, guys, this man actually moved 500,000 units in a single week. And now he's moving 12,000 units. Are we serious right now? Are we being for real, y'all? Hit the like button, drop your city and state. Honestly, I think my boys artist moved 12,000 units. Like, what the hell is that? Let's be real. You know, now when it comes to reuniting with 50 Cent, I don't think there's any reuniting with 50 Cent and Lloyd Banks. You know, 50 had come out and said that he's done carrying all of the G Unit members. Y'all heard what he said. He's done. So that whole thing of let me get a 50 Cent hook, that's not a formula no more. You managed to mess it up somehow. But you know what I mean? I don't know, Banks. Right now, you're in a very weird place. You know what I mean? Now, if this new formula of mixtape albums doesn't actually work for you, you know what I mean? I think honestly, you going back to the titles that people actually know you for rather than creating new series, I think that could work for you, to be honest. If you go back to Halloween Havoc as an album, if you go back to Cold Corner as an album, if you go back to PLK actually as an album, put out album formatted material from the projects that people actually know you for. The reason the course of the inevitable sold 12,000 units is because it was a brand new idea. Nobody knew what the hell that was. You know what I mean? You have to come at the game. People knew you as Blue Hefner. You know what I'm saying? People knew Gang Green. People knew these type of situations when it came to your name. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, if the new formula of you dropping the mixtapes doesn't work for you, you're going to look kind of stupid. And the fact that you have to go back to mixtapes is actually disturbing because, damn, you don't see somebody like Cassidy actually doing that and reverting back to that formula. You know, I don't know. I think the idea might potentially, you know, put some people off, some of the industry fans at least. Like Banks, you already made it. Why are you going back to the mixtape rapping? Why don't you have an album with song structure? Why are you doing it the hood way, the weird way? That's just going to be some people's take on it who look at Lloyd Banks like he already blew up. I mean, this guy already made it from rapping the gutter tracks to now rapping the industry tracks. I mean, we heard him go and rap with Kerry Hilson, for crying out loud, on his second album. Was it too soon? I mean, 50 Cent made Candy Shop on his second album too. I think it was just the G Unit formula, to be 100% real with you. Much love to the Northwest. What up, Real Talk in New York, Philly, what's poppin', Tacoma, what's good? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hit that like button if you're just getting in the building. That's right, we're talking some G Unit news tonight for all the G Unit fans. If anybody wants to get Lloyd Banks' new project, Halloween Havoc 4, it's coming. But if you want a little sneak copy of it, go contact Lloyd Banks right now. Buy some of his merchandise, you guys. He's got shirts. He's got hoodies. He's got windbreakers. And I saw Lloyd Banks personally say on his social media, if somebody cops some of his material, some of his merchandise, he's probably going to throw the album in there with it, guys. So listen, 50 Cent is in the middle of doing 100 shows. And Lloyd Banks is not. Uncle Murda's there. Tony Yayo is there. I just want to say there would have been room for Lloyd Banks. There would have been room for Banks there. 50 Cent would have made sure that everyone was comfortable. But now you're selling windbreakers. I'm not knocking it because honestly, it might work. It's kind of a last ditch type effort. Let's say it doesn't work. Let's say it didn't work. Hell, we'll never even know. We'll never know if it didn't work, because if it didn't work, how would we ever go about finding out how many transactions he actually made? Like when Gunplay sold under 1,000 copies of his debut album, Living Legend, you never really got the real number because of the fact that it was under 1,000 copies. We never got the real number of units that Gunplay moved. Now I'm actually, as the fan, now actually as the critic, I'm removed from the situation because we never got the real number. So I'm removed from the equation because I don't have enough information to even criticize it. Because Banks could say whatever. I sold 80,000 and we can't even prove he didn't. So he has that part covered, I'll say. No one's actually going to be able to say this is a flop. You know what I mean? No one can say it's a flop. Banks will know and we won't. But it's guaranteed that Lloyd Banks missed out on the final lap tour, and that would have been guaranteed money. Do you guys get what I'm saying? If Lloyd Banks went on the final lap tour, that would have been guaranteed money, not money that we're speculating on. Not money that we're speculating on. What are the first week projections? What are the first week sales? Killers of the Flower Moon cost $200 million to make, and it made $23 million in the United States opening weekend. Those are stats you can find. When it has to deal with a private company, you don't necessarily find out the stats. Sure, Lloyd Banks might post 300 people that he actually sold merchandise to. That could mean he sold merchandise to 1,000 people. We won't know. That's his business. Some companies are public, some shit is private. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's a guarantee that he missed out on touring with 50 Cent. But how much are they really getting paid for that tour? We heard all the speculation. We heard all the G Unit chatter about the G Unit members making $100,000 plus on tour. Imagine missing out on $50,000 100 times. But I highly doubt the G Unit members are getting paid that well for touring this day and age. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say Banks messed up because of his whole relationship with 50 Cent. The whole relationship with 50 Cent that he wanted to walk away from for some reason. He just wanted to walk away. He wanted to be left alone. Maybe he didn't like deadlines, you know? You could tell at that point, like Lloyd Banks was like, the music is whatever. I'd rather ride around in my Mercedes than make music and be in the studio for 6 hours in a row. And it was kind of like Lloyd Banks just didn't have that drive in him. You know what I mean? Get it? Drive. Doing a tour is annoying because one, Banks is the type of dude that's introverted. He doesn't like not being able to control his own environment. Being in strange settings, it's like, where is he sleeping? Where is he going to eat? That part could give some people anxiety, you guys. 50 probably doesn't even know this, but it's a personality flaw. What Lloyd Banks is going through is not unique. A lot of people have it. Some people win the championship and they feel like they actually have no other reason to be there, so they quit. This is one of the biggest issues I have with athletes that'll win a championship and be like, I'm just done. I'm good. I don't need the ball no more. I don't need to play. I already won the championship. I'm straight. A lot of people have it. You know what I mean? Some people are like that, man. When they feel like they've done it all, they feel like they have nothing else to prove, so they quit. You know how many times Jay-Z said, I'm going to retire? That was honestly back then, that was like the thing to do to maybe sell a few more units. Movies would be like, yo, this is the last one. But I think Jay might have got that from DMX now that I think about it, because one time X had said, I'm retiring, dogs, because DMX felt like he already won. You know, even, you know what I mean? But I'll say this, Jay-Z probably should have retired after the Blueprint Part 2. You should have gracefully bowed out, Jigga. You shouldn't have dropped the other duds. You know what I mean? Some of the other albums that were actually duds. The soundtrack for Frank Lucas that moved 250,000 copies first week. That's all I'm saying. Quality matters. Also, it's like, it's not the amount of the music that you're putting out, it's the quality of the music. Are you releasing anything worth it? You know what I mean? Are you releasing anything worth my while? Is this album only going to have 3 good songs and 10 of them are no bueno? This is no bueno. No bueno, papi. Look at the albums, guys. Look at the albums that follow the Blueprint 2 and tell me I'm wrong. Look at the Budweiser commercials that came along with Kingdom Come. Watch the Show Me What You Got music video and tell me I'm wrong. But I'll say this. It would be a better formula for Lloyd Banks to use his recognized mixtape titles as albums, because people already expect something from it. Guys, people already expect something from the PLK series from Banks. It's like calling your album Illmatic or Stillmatic, what Nas did. People already expect something from it, guys. So Banks, if you're doing that, this shit better not be no fluke, because if you mess this up, the fans are going to be done with you. The fans are going to be done with you. You have built-in fan bases for all of those mixtape series. I think this could be a logical step for you to give everyone albums out of those series. But if you mess this up, it could be over for you, Banks. I'm just being real. The fans could be done with you if you ruin some of the classics that they all love. But this could be an opportunity for you to get back in touch with your fan base. But if you drop the ball with this, it's probably no more chances for you. You know what I mean? They're getting kind of tired of you, Banks. You have to perfect. You have to perfect what you're good at. You want to do the Halloween Havoc? You want to make Halloween Havoc 4? How about you do the Blue Hefner? How about you bring Blue Hefner back? That's the Banks that we all know. Bring it back. That's the Banks that everyone knows and loves. They don't like the I'm on fire Banks. They don't like the I'm on fire up in here Lloyd Banks, man. They don't. I'm sorry. The people just don't. Take a second, Banks. Try and reapproach it. It should work this time because you're sticking to your core roots. It was easy for Fabulous to do it, but for Lloyd Banks, it really hasn't been so easy to do. You know, the way that Fabulous rebranded himself through the mixtape scene after being known predominantly as a ladies' man, you know what I'm saying? With the female singles, Fab perfected it. Banks, you can perfect it, man. You already got the building blocks because you have all the projects that you've been releasing since those G Unit albums. You know, the thing with Banks, a lot of people say he's just too shy. And Banks, you could even tell he knew he didn't want to go up there talking about, I'm on fire up in here. It's burning hot. He didn't want to do that shit. Even Lloyd Banks was like, come on. Y'all really got me doing this shit? So I know Banks is disappointed in his career. He doesn't agree with the choice of singles, obviously. And he would have liked for it to go a different type of way. Banks was street enough where he could have released the Victory Freestyle as his single. That would have worked. But the only thing is, Diddy would have got all the money because it's Biggie's beat. But the shit would have worked, you guys. Instead, 50 Cent alienated people like Diddy, you know what I mean? And then Banks was forced to go along with it. Diddy, honestly, probably would have had Banks dancing around in shiny suits. You know what I mean? Imagine Beamer, Benz, or Bentley produced by Diddy with a classic soul sample. Everybody hit that like button if you're just tapping in. Hit the like button. Drop your city and state in the chat. Let me know where you're tapping in from. Imagine Beamer, Benz, or Bentley produced by Diddy. Soul sample, that would have worked. I don't care what people say about Diddy. Diddy knew how to pick them. So somebody tweeted Lloyd Banks. Banks was responding to all types of tweets, you guys. Someone said there was a point in time that Lloyd Banks was the greatest rapper walking earth. Banks responded, appreciate that. Who's the greatest now? I'll admit there was a time Lloyd Banks was the greatest rapper walking the earth. I'll admit it. But guys, what happened to that time? What happened to that time, you guys? Let me ask y'all, is he trying to recapture that through this mixtape series? Halloween Havoc 4, the new album? Because, guys, this is his last resort. No Papa Roach. Because otherwise, what is he going to do? His albums aren't working. He's not picking the right singles. What are you going to do? What are you going to offer us? What can Lloyd Banks offer us in 2023? What can Lloyd Banks offer us in 2023, you guys, with all the competitors and all the different sounds? You got drill rap. Is Lloyd Banks sounding like he did in 2003 going to cut it for us in 2023? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking, you guys. Now, that's yet to be determined. But y'all know I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I'm a harsh critic. I don't just come on here and oohs and ahs about everything. I come on here and give it a real perspective. If I like it, I let you know. If I love it, I let you know. If I hate it, I let you know. That's why you're on here watching. That's all I'm saying, you guys. Banks responded, appreciate that, and asked, who's the greatest now? Guys, let's get some who are the greatest nows. I want to know who y'all think, because that's a great question. That's a great question. Everyone hit the comment section right now, whether you're watching this live or on demand, and let me know what you think, since Lloyd Banks is asking the question. Who is the greatest rapper alive now? And please, guys, don't hit me with the J. Coles. Don't hit me with the Kendrick Lamars. I know there's going to be a few people like Jay-Z, some people like Nas, and we're going to do a live, so we can't do Tupac and Biggie and DMX. All three of them have actually passed on. Guys, I'm not going to do all the work here. Y'all are going to have to help me out. And don't ask Hassan Campbell, because he won't tell you. Rock Marciano, salute. I got a new interview with Great God. That's his artist. Rome Street, salute. Jadakiss, salute. So somebody responded to Lloyd Banks, and it got under Banks' skin. Salute Rock Marcy. I got a new interview with Great God dropping soon. West Side Boogie. Okay, who's the greatest rapper? I want to know. So someone commented, Banks. Come on, Banks. Stay off the drugs. There's mad people out rapping you now. There's mad people out rapping you now. They commented back, and Banks had to respond. So we're going to get into Lloyd Banks' response for getting called out. Yeah, shout out to Royce the 5'9", Styles P, Nas. I seen Eminem and Royce the 5'9" were out at the boxing versus MMA event. That shit's lit. Dope to see Royce and Eminem doing their thing. Hopefully we get another Bad Meets versus Evil. That'd be dope. So listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. I feel like Papoose could out-rap Lloyd Banks. Papoose. That boy from Brooklyn will cook you, Lloyd Banks. Yeah, and you never said his name, Banks. You never said his name. PLK and all that, Punchline King and all that. You never dissed Pap, and you know that. That's all I'm saying. Let me ask y'all in the chat, do you guys think that Pap is nicer than Banks? I'm going to put up a poll. Let's do a poll. Who is nicer with bars? Lloyd Banks, Papoose. Guys, hit the chat, hit the poll. Hit the poll. Shout out to Simba. I feel like Pap could out-rap Lloyd Banks. I'm just saying. Do y'all think Papoose is nicer than Lloyd Banks? Because in my opinion, Papoose could cook Lloyd Banks. I'm talking about right now. Right now, you guys. So let's just be real. Who else could cook Lloyd Banks? Who else could cook Lloyd Banks? Cassidy? Cass? I'm going to be real. Cassidy is the Punchline King. Cassidy is the unofficial Punchline King. He doesn't even need to call himself that. Lloyd Banks, the Punchline King. Banks, listen, you're Cassidy's son, homie. You're Cassidy's son. What are you saying? So let's not even talk about him. Listen to me. Banks, you weren't even messing with Big L. How about that? Banks? And you definitely wasn't messing with Stack Bundles. Let's be real. Everybody in here, hit that like button. Share this video one time. Shout out Cincinnati. Hit the like button. Drop your city and state. I want to know what cities are tapped in with Mikey T, the movie star. Montana 300. That's what's up. Montana 300's cool. Stop ducking this interview, Montana 300. Let's make this history. RJ Payne, salute my guy. Ransom, what up? E40, all right, we got some good names coming in here. Benny the Butcher, who's the greatest rapper out right now? Who would cook Lloyd Banks? Yeah, I'd have to say Benny would cook Lloyd Banks. Redman, oh man, everything Redman does. I've been messing with Redman since his first album. Yeah, Julius. I ain't gonna trip. I ain't even gonna lie on that one, man. Goods did get Cassidy. That's the one that I feel like Cassidy lost. You know what I mean? Cassidy got Disaster. Cassidy got booked by Goods. You know what I mean? And his other battles, what were the other battles, man? I think there was another one before Arsenal, right? No, he had Arsenal after Goods. What was the other battle, y'all? I'm tripping right now. He had 4 battles, I know, because I've talked about him in various interviews. BX, what up? DC tapping in. What's popping, Kenny? Hit that like button if y'all have been here and drop your city and state, man. I want to know what y'all think in the chat, man. Let me know. Do y'all think Papoose could could he cook Lloyd Banks, or am I bugging out? Let me check the poll. How's everybody feeling on this one? Okay, Papoose got 52% of the votes. Everybody vote in the poll right now. Drop your city and state. You already know what it is. Rushville, Indiana. What's good? Let everybody in Indiana know Mikey T's got love for him. Let them know Mikey T's next up in the industry. BX. You already know I got love for BX. Hassan Campbell's ass got ran out of the Bronx River. And I exposed it. Why you taking another man's credibility? You're a lame for that, man. When you get locked up for another man's charges because you're bragging on his charges, Pappy, that makes you a sucker. You're a sucker for bragging on that man's charges. And that's why you got hemmed up with the police. There ain't nothing tough about that. It's not even like you were looking out for your man Nudie or anything. Then Nudie ran down on your ass. And you didn't want to go into that basement. Go check out the blog if you missed that one. Hell Rel was fire. Joyner Lucas. Salute Joyner Lucas. He's mad creative. J.R. Ryder, get your money right, homie. Get your money right, J.R. Ryder. It's the most bum-ass member of Dipset right there, J.R. Ryder, to be 100% real with you. Freaky Zeke exposed J.R. Ryder's bitch ass in my first interview with him. He said J.R. Ryder had to get shots in his head because his ass was going bald. How are you with Dipset and you're going bald? How are you rocking with Cameron and you're going bald? You got R&B singers, broke R&B singers from Canada with a head full of hair. And J.R. Ryder, a part of Dipset, going bald. Can't afford shit, broke ass J.R. Ryder. Can't even taking $300 verses and shit. $300 verse so we can go buy a $300 ounce. That's what type of shit J.R. Ryder's on, that clown. Nah, bro, I said Disaster. Disaster, Goods, Arsenal. Cassidy had one other battle other than that. Ah, that's right, brother. Appreciate you, Studio Trap Sounds. Yup, Cass and Hitman, which I actually did an interview with A.R. Rab about. Fab? Oh, you already know, drama. Fab and Banks? I mean, there's been rumors about, was Fab in that group that they was talking about with Vado and all that? I don't know if that group's actually going to happen because they was talking about a group a minute ago. But listen to me, guys. Listen to me. Banks, you're Cassidy's son. You're Cassidy's son. And you know what? Banks, you're definitely not messing with stack bundles. Nope, you're not. You're not. You're definitely not. That dude could make songs. Listen to me. Go listen to Stack Bundles. Imagine that. Lloyd Banks, why didn't you do that? Go listen to Stack Bundles. Imagine that. That was the formula. Those were the samples to use. That's how you bridged it together and made it work. Stack Bundles had it figured out before you. A dude that came from the same mixtape box as you. I want Diddy to hear my music. I don't just want to be heard in the projects. He didn't want just Suckton Boulevard playing his music. Lloyd Banks, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Banks, me and you done talked in the DM. I asked you, yo, you want me to take that clip down? I'll do you a solid. I ain't like these other bloggers. I've been coming to Southside Jamaica, Queens, covering rap music since you was famous, homie. I took the blog down. You didn't want to oblige me with an interview, and it is what it is. I'm trying to give you some advice. Don't take it as disrespect. He didn't just want Suckton Boulevard playing his music, Lloyd Banks. Do you understand? Do you know what I'm trying to tell you? I could probably name more, but honestly, that's just off the top. Lloyd Banks responds. Lloyd Banks responds to this dude who tells him mad other rappers are better than him. Banks says, "You have green dreads. Brother, your opinion means nothing," respectfully. That was Lloyd Banks' response, you guys. You have green dreads. You're going to tell a man this in 2023? You have green dreads, so your opinion means nothing? This is Lloyd Banks, y'all. Lloyd Banks is the type of guy that thinks the Migos are whack. Y'all, Lloyd Banks is stuck in his own little box. Lloyd Banks thinks if you don't wear Carhartt suits, you're not official. Lloyd Banks still wears Coogee sweaters, the FUBU shirts. You know, FUBU. Still, today in 2023, Banks, the guy, is stuck in his own little box. He's his own worst enemy, y'all. What he needs to do is dead all of his yes men. Get a producer that actually cares about him, because it's a shame how they let him get to that level. Come on, man. Come on, man. How is Banks deteriorating like this? He was the sharpest sword. Now nobody even talks about him even more. When's the last time you heard someone say, yo, talking about Lloyd Banks anything? Cody didn't really have the impact like that. Listen, and y'all want to talk about, oh, Mikey T, you're bugging out. Mikey T, you're tripping. Cassidy reverted back to battle rapping. Cassidy can make $250,000 on a battle. You can't do that, Lloyd Banks. Math Hoffa, former battle rapper. He's got a sick podcast now. Banks, maybe you should have been a battle rapper. I mean, you're the punchline king, right? It should be that simple for you. You're the PLK. You know, you got that talk, and well, what? 90% of battle rap is like punchlines, right? So why don't you battle rap, Lloyd Banks? What are you, too cool to lose? Is that what it is, Banks? Go get that battle rap bag, man. If you want a one-off. But you could probably do more than a one-off. But you got to figure something out, because there was a point in time when I'm sitting here talking about the fact that Cassidy can command hundreds of thousands of dollars for a battle, a single battle, multiple battles, whatever type of contract he does. Math Hoffa commanding the internet on his podcast. Banks, there was a point in time where you could go to a record label and command a multi-million-dollar deal for several albums. You let that window pass you by. You know what I'm saying? But you got to use Nori. For crying out loud, use Nori as an example. A man who honestly had his career and then he found a window to jump back into the industry through podcasting. You just got to find a lane, homie. Cassidy found his lane after a few years of being out of the loop. Banks, I'm trying to give you some ideas here. So Lloyd Banks said, I just be having fun engaging with people on my Twitter. And when I do, I'm in the rap blogs. Damn, I hope y'all post my new shit that fast. Halloween Havoc 4 on the way. That's right. Lloyd Banks said Halloween Havoc 4 has been 15 years in the making. The first Halloween Havoc was in 2008. It followed his albums Hunger for More and Rotten Apple. You know, and then obviously he had Hunger for More too. But what was that in like 2011 to 2012 or something? A lot of people knew Lloyd Banks from the Hunger for More series, but they also know Lloyd Banks from these credible mixtape series. They call a lot of people will say, if you're going to consider Lloyd Banks' material, you should really consider the mixtape stuff. Yeah, someone actually responded to Banks, said, I need the cold corner on all platforms. Yes, I know. It's got samples. Yeah. So Banks says, y'all, I hope you put my shit on your platforms when I drop. What is that, all the promo you're going to do? Is that all the promo you're going to do, Banks? Are you going to do a meet and greet? You know what I mean? Are you going to pull up to the fans with merchandise? Then people will be like, yo, Lloyd Banks is outside. Lloyd Banks is outside. It's a miracle. It's a miracle because we thought Lloyd Banks was a ghost. We never actually see him in person. What happened to Lloyd Banks is the $1 million question. We see Tony Yayo all the time. Uncle Murda, he owns the sidewalks. But where is Lloyd Banks? We never see him. And how come? Why is that? Is it because you're too shy, Banks? Let me tell you, that shyness doesn't help you. You can't just expect blogs to pick up your material. You actually got to go the extra mile. And that brings me back to 50 telling you to actually create social media to interact with your fans. And what did you say? You said Tupac and Biggie would have never had Instagram. You said Tupac and Biggie would have never had Instagram? Banks, when I heard you say that, I thought to myself, I'm sorry, homie. You know, I've been following your career since back in the day before you even blew up and shit like that. But when I heard you say that, man, I just thought to myself, what an idiot. Tupac and Biggie would have never had Instagram. That is some clown ass shit to say. Tupac would have been all over Instagram, dissing the whole bad boy, all over IG, actually tagging them and everything. What are you talking about, Banks? What are you saying? The stuff you say is crazy, Banks. 50 was right because when he heard you say that, he must have said, wow. He must have said, wow. And I'm investing in this person who said that to me? You want the money, but not the fame. And you don't even want a lot of money. You want the money, but you don't want the fame. But you don't even want a lot of money. Banks, I don't know how you're satisfied with the way your career turned out, man. You're definitely like, damn, I could have been like Fab. I could have been like FABO. I could have been like Mace. I could have been like MA$E. Yo, Banks, I'm just being real. You could have been worth $100 million. You could have been worth $100 million right now. 50 Cent was setting you up for that. 50 Cent was setting you up for success. Why? Obviously, because you had some talent. You had some talent, man. Think about it. Think about it, you guys. If Lloyd Banks is in the industry, why doesn't he have industry friends? Why can't you call anybody to get on your song and not even have to worry about the budget? Like, yo, Cassidy, imagine this. You hit Cassidy up, right? We know how popular the idea of a Banks and Cassidy mixtape used to be, like, right? Did this never pass you by, Banks? Like, hit Banks Cassidy up, like, yo, Cassidy, I got a song called PLK. I want you to be on it. Kind of like how Styles P and Hell Rell did The Hardest Out. You tell Cassidy, me and you are going to do the same thing. We do the Punchline Kings. It doesn't come to Lloyd Banks to actually do this. Lloyd Banks, do me a favor. Hire me. I'm not even looking for a job, but you can hire me, Lloyd Banks. Think about it, man. I can't be worse than what you're currently doing. And you can tell 12,000 units. Listen, DJ Clue sold 12,000 mixtapes in one day on a Friday. And you and Jewels, listen, Beamer Benz or Bentley was cool, but you and Jewels don't really have that Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre type of chemistry, man. Working with Joel Santana is cool. He's the homie. He's lobby boy and all that. You can work with Joel's, but y'all don't really have that duo type of quality going for you, like how, say, Mano and Jim Jones are a duo. You guys just don't have that. You can put two guys together sometimes and it just doesn't sound all the way right. I'm not saying they sound bad together. I mean, they have a relatively successful record with Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. But my point is, Joel Santana is better at picking hit songs. Please let him choose the beats if that's what you guys are going to do. He knows what's going to play. And till today, I haven't heard Funk Flex. I haven't heard DJ Envy. I haven't heard guys from the city actually spinning Cody. Let's be real. My thing is this. If the radio isn't playing you, the rebellious thing that you're trying to do, I don't need the radio thing, honestly, it hurts you more than it helped you. Look where you are without the radio. You're resorting back to mixtapes, and honestly, it's ass backwards. Honestly, it's ass backwards, man. So let me check out let me see what the poll's doing. All right. Who's nicer with the bars? Who's nicer with the bars, you guys? Papoose or Lloyd Banks? Vote in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you drop your city and state if you're in here. Dark Low, that's my bro. Free my bro, Dark Low. He has a new single out called Rent's Due. Pusha T, that's my guy right there. Salute Pusha T. He actually gave me an interview back in the day. Yeah, at Scott Storch's studio, I actually met Pusha T. Salute my brother Jim Jones. That's my guy right there. He actually gave me an interview too. We smoked mad kush and popped mad bottles together. We was in the VIP at Live together, me and Jimmy. Salute to Jim Jones. I remember we came up to his VIP section, my boys. Yo, Mikey T's up in here. Went in there with like 7, 8 blunts. Jim Jones had like 12 bottles of rosé at Club Live. Ask Jim Jones about that night. What other blogger pulled up on Jim Jones like that? Maybe Drewski. I don't even know if Drewski smokes though, but I rolled up with the weed on Jim Jones. You heard? That's right, King Push. I had to push up on King Push for that interview. I was like, yo, Push, let's get this interview. He's like, let's get it. He didn't really understand my Justin Timberlake question. It is what it is. Pusha T, you gave Justin Timberlake that initial boost of credibility in the music industry, homie. You know what I mean? When his shit was about to probably go double wood, Justified, that weird ass album title. Yeah, that's right. Pusha T gave Justin Timberlake his first look to actually make him look good. And he wanted to talk about some more recent shit. Because when I interviewed Pusha T, it was like 2012. And he wanted to talk about what because they kept working together. Justin Timberlake and Timbaland became like the it combination in the music industry. 50 had a flop with them and everything. Whoa! What's poppin', y'all? Shout out my brother Chris Rivers. That's my bro right there. Free domination. Yeah, Banks does have classic mixtapes. That's why I think he should format those mixtapes as actual albums. Yeah, Ransom is dope, man. And RJ Payne, obviously, RJ Payne just really upped his whole game and he upped his consistency. I wish nothing but the best for both of them as they continue to release new music. Those dudes are lit. Philadelphia was popping. If you're just tapping in, hit that like button and let me know what city and state you're in here from. Yeah, that's right. Lloyd Banks, let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. Banks could use some help. I think we could get past whatever past issues we may have had. Me and Banks, I don't got nothing personal against Banks. I think I could actually help him with a lot of things in his career. Honestly, I should have been managing a lot more of these rappers. What's popping, Philly? Philly's in the building. Gary, Indiana, what's popping? Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for tapping in. You know, I don't know, Banks. I don't know, Banks. You should have just kept it so you could get some spins on syndicated radio. You know what I mean? You should have kept it, letting everybody know you as 50 Cent's man. You should have really just did that. You know what I mean? It was hard for you to follow a certain format, but I get it. You didn't like the format. You didn't like the whole "I'll take you to the candy shop." You didn't want to be a part of that. You know, I get that part. So with that being said, I guess people can view you as a purist. And people will say, Mikey T, why are you so hard on Banks? Why are you so hard on Banks, Mikey T? He's got bars. Well, guys, listen to me. Currently, he doesn't have sales. Jim Jones has more sales than Lloyd Banks. What good are bars when you don't have sales? And sales equal money. I'm sick of explaining shit to people who are way too old school and they don't want to adapt. They still go to the park and walk around with a boombox. I can't give advice to people like that. I can't give advice to people who still need D batteries for their boombox because they're going to Jamaica Ave. But Banks, I don't think anyone ever saw you on Jamaica Ave. Banks, why was you never on the Ave? Why was you never on the Ave? Nobody ever seen you like, yo, there goes Banks buying J's. Nobody ever saw you doing nothing. But you know how many hat stores? You guys know how many hat stores they got there? You know how many hat stores they have on Jamaica Ave? You are crazy if you go to Jamaica Ave and you don't buy a hat. Like, you didn't buy a hat? What did you go there for? What did you even go there for? Listen, as long as you had what Banks was like, as long as I got my navy blue Yankee fitted, right, Banks? As long as you got your navy blue Yankee fitted, you're good. You know, Banks, I get it. You was a ladies' man, I guess. You know, you had the voice. The ladies like that. I guess, like I said earlier, go back to the Blue Hefner thing. Go back to the Blue Hefner thing. Take Tupac's advice. Take Tupac's advice, Banks. Rap for the females. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, he gave that advice to Biggie. Biggie, give me one more chance. Who told him to do that, guys? Tupac told him to do that. Who cares what these dudes think? You're doing it for the shorties. If people think Biggie, 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 give me, Biggie, 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 can't you see? If people think that's corny, never mind it. You're doing it for the shorties. Tupac was very wise in that way, you guys. He analyzed things. Do you think Tupac cares what people are going to say when Toss It Up comes on? Do you think Tupac gives a fuck if you thought that wasn't tough? Guys, come on, let's be real. Tupac doesn't care if you don't think it's tough. Jodeci? Do y'all remember Jodeci? Yeah, you know Jodeci. Toss It Up. Plenty of songs. He had like 5 songs with John B, the R&B dude. So hold on, let me grab my charger. Hit that like button if you're just tapping in here. And you know what I'm smoking? I'm smoking some blue agave, man. I'm smoking the most fire weed. I smoke better than 90% of these rappers. Actually, fuck that. Fuck that. I smoke better than every single rapper. I smoke better than every single rapper. I smoke better than Burner himself. But it's cookies, bro. But it's cookies, bro. So Banks actually posted that he might email his new album, Halloween Havoc 4, to people that actually buy his merchandise. So, guys, I really strongly suggest everybody go to Lloyd Banks on Instagram, on Twitter, or X, and actually find out ways to purchase his merchandise. He's selling shirts. You know what I mean? I support what Banks is doing. I think this is actually very smart. I really wish him the best with this. I wish he could be on tour with G Unit. I wish he didn't have to miss that opportunity. I wish he didn't miss the opportunity to release music with G Unit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm a fan and a critic of all of this. And I just want to see the best for these guys. So Banks releasing this stuff, windbreakers, t-shirts, hoodies, he's actually taking that approach. But windbreakers for 75, Banks? Windbreakers for 75, t-shirts for $45. Come on. Lloyd Banks, cut it out. That's what's to stop me from buying a Puma sweatshirt? A Puma sweatshirt and pants. $75, man. That's $80, man. Is your shit the same quality as Puma clothes? You can get a Nike top and bottom for $80, man. Come on, Banks. Come on, Banks. I get it. You got to get your money, but you need to take this shit more serious. Tony Yayo came back, talked about how he botched or messed up his sneaker deal. Guys, they had a sneaker deal, and all Tony Yayo did was put his thumbprint on it. He put his thumbprint on it. Oh, no, I'm not talking about the, no, you get the old the old Nike up and down for 80. Nike Tech, 250 for the top and bottom. 250 on the Nike Tech. You get the old joint for like 40. If you get one of the off colors, you know what I'm saying? If you get one of the regular greens, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want one of the premier colors, you can get that for 80. But listen, Banks, I'm just being real about this, man. You got to take this serious with your merchandise. You know what I mean? Just doing an HH4 on a windbreaker, that's not enough. Tony Yayo had an opportunity to sell shoes, as all did the G Unit members. You got to take this serious, man, because there are people out there that want to spend $75 on your material. You know what I mean? We've been watching you since the early 2000s, so we're obviously invested. You know what I mean? You had 400 plus thousand people buy your first album in the first week. You had 400 plus thousand people buy your album in the first week. So there's obviously people that are invested. But honestly, man, I'd pay 2 G's for a Hermes sweatsuit rather than that. You know what I mean? I'd rather just, you got to come with something with quality, man. I'd pay 8 for a Hermes t-shirt. Banks. So you're kind of wild with that shit, man. So it's not really about the merchandise per se. It's more about the fact that he's taking a Nipsey Hussle approach to this. He's taking a Nipsey Hussle approach to this, guys. Remember when Jay-Z bought Nipsey Hussle's album and he posted it and people were like, damn, Nipsey Hussle sells his album for that much? I'm thinking he kind of got the idea from him a little bit. Also, there's people that bundle their merchandise up with their albums as well. If you remember, it's like the Wu-Tang album that guy Martin Shkreli bought. It's kind of a unique thing to do, and he's making more money than just $10 per album. That's another part, you guys. If he's getting all these people to make $75, $80 purchases, he's actually making more money. So Banks, in a way, kind of figured out his whole label issue. Now you don't really need them. G Unit, whoever. Lloyd Banks is going to deal with the consumer directly. And this might work for you, Banks, honestly, but you got to approach it the right way. It's a small scale operation. If you don't sell that much, it's honestly not a big deal. All the money will go right to you. You really only need to sell like 10,000 albums. You know what I mean? But it's not even that. If you just make 10,000 sales in general, it's going to be crazy money. And then he throws the album in like a lot of the artists have started to do. You've got to have 10,000 people that are ready to walk around in your Lloyd Banks sweatsuit. People always had hope in Banks. They've always had faith. They don't want to give up on him. They say that's the PLK. He's still got it in him. But to be honest, man, that's up to him. That's up to him right now. Because it's a new day and age in hip hop. The drill shit, it took over. You know what I mean? And the fact is, you're not on the radio. The fact is, compared to all these new guys in the game that are getting deals, you're not really relevant. You know what I mean? I don't really know what to tell you. We'll see if Halloween Havoc does, in fact, create havoc. I really think that he should have connected with Havoc from Mobb Deep on this and done the Halloween Havoc album actually with Havoc from Mobb Deep. I think that would be a natural progression with the series, just to be 100% real with you guys. But that's also something he could do for Halloween Havoc Part 5. You know what I mean? There's just so many different avenues that he could explore, diving back into these series. Yeah, it's a good point that many people aren't even selling units this day and age. You know what I mean? We've seen artists that at one point in time were selling over 600,000 units in a single week. Now they're only able to sell 50,000 copies. You know what I mean? The way that people purchase and, listen to music is just totally different. A lot of people aren't buying the whole album. A lot of people aren't streaming the whole album. You know what I mean? It's different songs make it on the playlist. Some people don't listen to albums. Some people strictly listen to these Spotify and Apple playlists. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. They strictly listen to that rather than even buying the albums. So just the whole way that people consume music is different. Yeah, but the thing about it is, it's about having exclusive drops. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it, having exclusive drops. Like, yeah, Banks could come and sell a limited edition T-shirt, a limited edition sweatsuit, limited edition album. However, he's going to sell the albums. A lot of people are just going to stream them, so it would never be limited edition this day and age. But he could do something just to make it more meaningful for the thousands of Lloyd Banks fans that are actually out there that want to purchase his material. When they tore down Eminem's house, I guess he actually went and got some of the debris, the bricks, and actually sent it along with the album to make it more meaningful. How you gonna put a price on things like that? You know what I mean? Lloyd Banks, hopefully he knows a little bit of style. You know what I mean? Everybody send in your questions now if you want to ask any questions pertaining to this topic. Yeah, so you just got to do something to make it more personal. I had heard at one point in time, I had read somewhere Rihanna was going to sell an album that actually came with a t-shirt. But Max B actually sold an album that came with a t-shirt. Yeah, back in the day. I mean, it was a free Max B t-shirt. You know what I mean? So, but Rihanna's was a little bit more luxurious. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj has done bundles, I believe. 6ix9ine did bundles, and then they disqualified bundles from the Billboard. You know what I mean? But Lloyd Banks, it's going to be different. You know what I mean? I think Lloyd Banks can genuinely connect with 5,000 people online that want to purchase from his store. You know what I mean? That directly are going to purchase from him. Every time they make a purchase, they get to talk with Lloyd Banks about the purchase. Just like they're going into any type of a store and talking to the sales associate. That's what Lloyd Banks is going to have to do. You know what I mean? Unless you want to take the route of getting somebody to, that's what makes it more personal. And that's what makes you able to make the sales. Yeah, this is what but you got to be able to have that conversation, man. That's what's been so good about, like I noticed back in the day, you would never be able to get famous people on the phone. Why? Back in the day, phone calls costed a little bit more than they do now. You know what I'm saying? Even back in the day, it would cost a few dollars to get somebody on the phone for a few minutes per dollar. You know what I'm saying? This day and age, calls don't cost anything. You can literally call somebody, talk to them for 5 minutes. A lot of people that sell books do that, you know? So, yeah, man, I just wanted to come online tonight and talk about the fact that Lloyd Banks has a new project out. He's let the world know 15 years in the making. Halloween Havoc 4 is coming, you guys. I'm making a push for Halloween Havoc 5 to heavily feature Havoc. That'd be dope. Havoc did some work with Dark Low. Havoc is working with a lot of people, man. I'd love to see Havoc and Lloyd Banks reconnect. As we know, they did some work together. Somebody tell me the track. Somebody in here tell me the track. What track did Lloyd Banks feature on Blood Money with Mobb Deep? What song did Lloyd Banks feature on from the Blood Money album with Mobb Deep? Somebody tell me in the chat. Tony Yayo was on a song called Click. Tony Yayo was on a song called Click. Every G Unit member had their own song with Mobb Deep. Young Buck was on Give It To Me Baby. And they actually did a video for that. That was like their second single. Let me see. Mobb Deep featuring Lloyd Banks. Oh, Mobb Deep, Blood Money Wiki. That's all. We don't even need to look up what this, because there's probably going to be multiple songs. Oh yeah, very kind of a forgettable title. It was a song called "Stole Something." Blood Money was a decent album, but I feel like it suffered because of the fact that, Have a Party was wasted on the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. They did not need to have a Party on the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack in order for that to move 340,000 units first week. And the Out of Control remix was actually wasted on the Massacre re-release. I don't agree with that at all. You know what I mean? Sha Money, were you the president of G Unit at that point in time? Were you the president of G Unit at that time, Sha Money? Because how in the hell would you let 50 Cent release Out of Control remix featuring Mobb Deep on the Massacre re-release? That would have set off the Blood Money album crazy. The Blood Money album would have moved 500,000 units first week if you would have put Out of Control remix produced by Dr. Dre on Blood Money. That would have went crazy. Mobb Deep on G Unit would have been serious. Prodigy would have never went to jail. Do you hear what I'm saying? No other bloggers on here talking like this. Prodigy would have never went to jail if you didn't ruin the Blood Money album. Out of Control remix should have been on the Blood Money album. Period. The fact that they ruined that, that's why Prodigy ended up going to jail. Mobb Deep was supposed to tour the world over based on that G Unit album. But they ruined it. They ruined it. Who was the president of the label when Mobb Deep was there that let that decision go? The Massacre would have reached near diamond status regardless. None of these other bloggers know it. No disrespect, Nori. I know you're drunk, homie. None of the other bloggers know that shit. But yeah, so Prodigy right now, realistically, if that didn't happen, Prodigy would still be alive. So you fucked up Prodigy and Mobb Deep on G Unit. They should have made millions of dollars on that label. That is absolutely ridiculous now that I'm thinking about it. The course of history would have changed so drastically. Mobb Deep would have experienced going on tour like never before. 50 Cent would have actually achieved his goal, but he didn't want to pull the trigger. And that's what's bullshit about record labels this day and age. When you got guys like Irv Gotti signing Black Child and Cadillac Tire to Nevuary deals, never going to be released. You get Irv Gotti, who gets so fixated on releasing Ja Rule and Ashanti. And then you never get the other members of the label. It's absolutely ridiculous what they did to Mobb Deep, sabotaging Mobb Deep. What they did, Spider Loke and Hot Rod, sabotaging Spider Loke. I get it. Maybe you'll say Hot Rod was from Arizona too, so it was a West Coast thing. My point is, 50 at that point needed to put on another West Coast artist as well to alleviate the damage that had been caused by the game. Didn't happen. They let their record label sink, is what I'm explaining to you. And now I'm taking it a step further. Because if the Out of Control single wasn't misplaced on a re-released album, somebody get me the sales. I don't even give a damn the sales because they sabotaged their artist. And that's why they never got to put out MOP. And that's why they never got to put out MOP, because Mobb Deep was a failure. 110K first week. I know the sales. I bought the album. We got a bullshit street single as their single. put them in their place was the B track. That was the B track. And you put it out there. And you put it out there like that. How disrespectful to their legacy. Tarnished their image and fucked up money you could have had. Same thing with you not wanting to pay $2 million for Mace. A whole bunch of shit where you're not ready. Yo, you feeling froggy, homie? Jump! 50 sabotaged his own shit. He sabotaged his own shit, and it's sad, man. It's sad. But I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast tonight. I want everybody watching this, follow me on social media. If y'all want to follow back, follow me right now. The link is in the description. Yeah, we get a little controversial. I get a little controversial on these podcasts that I do, guys. I got some interviews out right now. You can check them out on the channel. Make sure you go watch all my shit. Go run up all my numbers. I put out the best content. I got the rawest street content on the internet. And also, I come on here. I cover live news. I cover what the artists are talking about. You know what I'm saying? All the other media outlets like Vlad and Academics and No Jumper, they put out the little exclusives on their Instagram page, and they put out the little Instagram clips on their websites. Me, I come on here and talk about it, you guys. I come on here and I give my opinion on it because at the end of the day, I grew up watching this. I grew up living this, and so I'm going to give my perspective on it, man. But yeah, so everybody vote in the poll. Everybody vote in the poll. It's not a whole overall thing. It's a right now thing. Lloyd Banks, Papoose. Let me go check the poll. Right now, Lloyd Banks is at 57%. I'm going to end the polling, you guys. Where's me? Let me get me a Dutch. I'm going to end the polling, so y'all take the last second. Y'all take the last second to vote in the poll, guys. Y'all take the last minute to vote in the poll. Let me see what y'all is doing. If anybody's voting, I'm going to leave it up for a second. Otherwise, I'm about to shut down the poll, so get your last vote in. It looks like Lloyd Banks is going to win this one, man. Hey, yep, Lloyd Banks just got another percent, 58% for Lloyd Banks. Hey, I got nothing against Banks, you guys. Honestly, I got nothing against 50. But I'm going to keep it real where I see it. You know what I'm saying? And I think anybody could agree if the Out of Control single was on Mobb Deep's Blood Money album, as well as Have a Party with Nate Dogg. Do you guys want to sell records, or you not want to sell records? Do you want to sell records, or do you not want to sell records? Like, what were you doing? At that point, it wasn't about being the top dog. Look what happened. Oh, you don't remember what happened? They brought Jay-Z over to be the president of Def Jam, and 50 Cent was continuously embarrassing himself with these G-Unit albums, with these G-Unit releases, with these G-Unit proteges. Hey, man, you know what they say? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, homie. You know what they say? I'm good in the position that I'm in, but are you?